Thailand Tzu Chi volunteers continue to care for flood-affected residents and look after their needs. Dietitian says that banana can cheer up one's mood and also improves the sleeping quality. Welcome to Thai Headlines. I'm Maggie Thai. Thank you for joining us. Flooding occurred in Nan Province, northern Thailand last year. Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand continue to care for the villagers. They assisted in constructing a water tower and repairing the water supply system. They also helped train local volunteers. Before winter aid distribution this year, volunteers visited individual families to understand their living condition. Although most of the villagers are farmers with little income, some of them still donate to help others.
It takes 2 hours flight for Bangkok Tzu Chi volunteers to Nan Province to pay home visits before winter aid distribution. They visited individual family one by one in 27 villages of Nan Province. Despite having physical and mental disabilities, the couple devotes themselves to the society.
This is the bamboo bank donated by the villagers. We wrap it now and will count how much the donation is when we arrive at the chapter. Then we will issue him a receipt.
Tzu Chi assisted in building the water tower and repaired the water system for the villagers this year. After that, volunteers visited the village once every 2 months.
Tzu Chi volunteers helped us practically. They came to teach us. All of us belong to a family, so we need to learn to help and care for each other.
Thanks very much for every volunteer. They are really amazing. They didn't complain anything, even though it was very hot, and they braved the rain to help. I'm very impressed.
Tzu Chi's care is a good encouragement for the villagers. No matter how many aid supplies there are, is a big help to them because this can alleviate some of their living burden.
The village chief brought Tzu Chi volunteers to visit a local organic farm. Inspired by Tzu Chi's ideal of coexisting with the earth, villagers changed their way of farming to organic farming. Love can inspire everyone to care for our planet.
To help a cyclone-torn primary school in Zaka, Zimbabwe, rebuild their campus, Tzu Chi volunteers recently conducted one last evaluation before purchasing the supplies needed for rebuilding. While there, an aid distribution was held for about 600 families. Here is more.
This elementary school in Zaka of Zimbabwe is among the affected of Cyclone Idai. The roof has been blown off with only the walls still standing.
The school roof was blown off by the wind, and all the metal sheets were gone. We couldn't find them.
So now, the school has no funding to rebuild, and the classrooms are not able to be repaired. Thus, after evaluation by Tzu Chi, construction materials were purchased. As Zimbabwe is prone to electricity outage, local volunteers loaded the materials onto the truck in the dark and began their journey at 4:30 a.m. The community comes together to welcome the Tzu Chi trucks with song and dance. Tzu Chi is not only helping with education, but also aid distributions for about 650 families, giving them rice, cooking oil, soap, and blankets. Rambisa Chimanda is beyond moved for the items she has received.
Today I will cook twice. Before this, I went to bed hungry, as my home was without cooking oil. If you can see my heart, you'd see that it is filled with joy, like those in the Bible that is blessed by the Almighty.
May fortune and blessings come to those who help the disadvantaged.
To commemorate the 30th anniversary of Tzu Chi's education mission, we continue to present a series of reports on how it has used love and compassion to educate medical students. Tzu Chi's education also includes humanity courses, which also later influences the students for when they leave school and step into the workplace. Today, let's go to the Township of Health Office of Wanrong in Hualien and see how the doctors and nurses stationed there have changed their lives through giving medical services there.
你带回来的嘛，回去跟妈妈讲一下，照顾她别人家。
Who has the power to make a rambunctious child sit quietly 1 minute and cry like there is no tomorrow in the next?
就回家住一待2、3天。
With a smile on her face, public health nurse of Wanrong, Xue Yulian, helps measure the blood pressure of the local residents, while Dr. Cai Jiaying listens to the needs of the patients. At this public health office, the staff wear multiple hats, with the doctor also doling out the medicine and the nurse heading out of the clinic to make sure the local residents take care of their medical needs on time.
他们家狗凶，粪便筛检呐。
Bowel screening, did you go get it done? Have you been to the hospital? Do you need to give them the paperwork? Do you need to follow up? What did the doctor say? Is it hemorrhoids? Let me take a look at the report. I'm going to close the door and talk privately.
而且跟他讲悄悄话。
Xue doesn't come from an indigenous family, but she has won the hearts of many in the tribal village.
喜欢这样的生活。
I like this type of lifestyle, being with the locals here and interacting with them, chatting, doing things. I think it's fun and feel carefree about it. But actually, my classmates say I have no goals in life because it's been a long time since graduation and I haven't gone anywhere, like become a supervisor or even work at the health bureau office. Actually, I don't like that lifestyle. I like living here in the tribal village.
After graduating from nursing school, Xue Yulian, who is now over 50, stayed in Hualien to carry out her medical duties. Then in 1989, when the Tzu Chi nursing school was established, she went back to school at night to increase her on-the-job training.
我这2次都选择慈济，我觉得我没有后悔，而且我觉得还蛮骄傲的。
Both times I chose Tzu Chi to do my on-the-job training, and I don't regret it. In fact, I'm pretty proud of it. I want to share with nursing students that Tzu Chi school is a good option for those in Hualien, and you can definitely learn, as there is no slacking off at the school. What I do regret is not putting my children in Tzu Chi because I believe that character education is very important to start at a young age.
那个品格教育从小开始啊，是非常重要的。
The practical skills she learned at Tzu Chi helped her improve her position as a nurse, while the lessons on humanity helped her as a person on the whole.
很特别的课，因为你在别的。
It was such a special class because other schools don't have courses like that. The humanitarian class are taught by the Yide parents. During the lesson, they share their stories. It might be about disaster relief or what volunteer work they are doing, and show us video clips or other sharings. The most important thing is that after the class is over, we must write a report and reflect on what we learned, so there's no room for snacking in the humanitarian class either.
就不可能摸鱼，你知道吗？
Dr. Cai Jiaying, a graduate of Tzu Chi University's School of Medicine, participated in a medical mission in Wanrong's Jianqing community during school and loved the interaction with the kids there. Thus, after her residency, she returned to Wanrong Township to serve.
Public health office and senior daycare or community events as such are not something I have encountered in the past. But in the year that I have been here, I'm learning as I go.
Learning on the job, Tsai says she may not be the best doctor, but she does her best to help these remote residents, as that's one of the lessons Tzu Chi advocates.
Mount Meilun is the peak of Hualien City. From here we can view the city landscape in a different angle. You could say that Hualien is a slow city without very many tall buildings, but Tzu Chi's buildings have become an irreplaceable landmark in the city.
Currently, Hualien County is staffed with about 4,236 doctors and nurses, ranking third in the nation for number of medical personnel. In the past 30 years, Tzu Chi has helped nurture many of those medical staff, helping Hualien County flip their status as a medically deprived region.
Taiwan is the banana kingdom. This fruit is not only nutritious but also rich in tryptophan, which can make our mood more cheerful and bring more energy. Banana can also solve the problem of insomnia. A dietitian suggests eating a banana an hour after dinner to help improve our sleep. Every day, the banana farmer goes to the banana orchard to do maintenance work. He believes in natural farming and organic farming can make the fruit more tasty and nutritious.
If the banana is sweet without any chemical ingredients and our customers like it, then we are happy.
Without washing or cutting, you can eat the banana by just peeling it. 56-year-old Xiao Shunjiang started planting banana 3 years ago because he's a banana lover himself.
It's quite tiring, but I'm happy as long as I have a banana to eat.
I feel better energy and get tired less easily. You can feel the energy and power, and it makes you happy. You won't feel exhausted when working.
Banana is not only a fruit that brings happiness, but it also has a healing effect and provides them energy.
It has an amino acid called tryptophan that our human body can produce by ourselves. Tryptophan is important to serotonin, which is an amino acid that can affect our mood and stress. After we eat banana, it produces tryptophan in our body, which will increase serotonin levels, which will make us feel happier.
This dietitian says that bananas not only improve your mood, but can also help you sleep better.
It can help us sleep better. That's why some like to eat it after dinner, because the tryptophan also helps induce melatonin, which is related to our sleep. Therefore, when the melatonin level is higher, we will sleep better.
Banana is rich in carbohydrates, proteins, fibers, potassium, and vitamin B6. Due to its high potassium levels and low calcium content, it can help prevent heart disease. However, kidney disease patients need to be careful not to consume too much.
Kidney disease patients need to restrict their intakes in potassium, phosphorus, and some minerals. So when they consume too many bananas, they will have problems digest the potassium and it will cause hypercalcemia.
The banana smells nice after harvested. Are you also a banana lover? Let's eat banana and be happy together. There is a misconception that breast cancer happens to women only. In fact, breast cancer can happen to men as well. According to medical statistics, the ratio of men getting breast cancer to women is 1 in 200. Since men are less likely to be aware of such a disease striking them, and they also have less breast tissues, it's harder to detect when there is a lump. So sometimes when the cancer is finally detected, it's nearly too late. Doctors suggest that once you discover a difference in the skin around your breast or spot a hard lump, it's best to get it checked.
Near the areola right here.
Without warning, sickness finds Mr. Jin. About 10 years ago, he discovered a lump in his breast.
I was scratching and I felt a lump. When we scratch like this, our palm is close to the breast, and I felt a lump on the side of the areola. The doctor immediately told me that it was not good.
He went to 2 hospitals to make sure, and both confirmed it was early-stage breast cancer.
I was at work when he told me he got cancer. Honestly, I hid and cried for a real long time.
Knowing his family is worried about him, Mr. Jen chose to face the sickness head-on and began his fight with cancer.
This is hormone therapy medicine. I'm ER/PR positive, so I need to take 1 pill a day.
Breast cancer is not a female-specific disease. The ratio of it for men to women is about 1 in 200.
The skin won't be smooth as normal. It can change to look like the surface of an orange or red, like inflammation.
Symptoms of breast cancer in men could look like irregularity of the skin on the chest, such as sores, bleeding, or even just non-painful lumps. Once a patient thought the lump on his chest was an accomplishment of him working out, and the delay of a diagnosis meant nearly missing his treatment option. Generally, breast cancer is linked to family history, smoking, drinking, and diet.
A diet rich in animal fats could increase the risk of cancer as it stimulates estrogen in the body.
Males have less breast tissue, which means cancer cells could spread faster. Thus, an early diagnosis is even more necessary.
Survival with 5 years to live at stage 0 is about 98%. First stage is about 95%, while second stage is 89 to 90%.
It was early when I began the treatment.
Mr. Jen rigorously attacked his cancer. Now that it's under control, he divides his time between his grandchild and sharing his story to help others. Though cancer has knocked on this family's door, they keep a positive outlook and coexist with it harmoniously.
When the September 21 earthquake struck in 1999, Tzu Chi did not have a documenting volunteer program established. 2 years before the incident, a number of volunteers in Taipei formed a group to train in media and video production. When the earthquake struck, they sprang into action for the first time going to the scene of the disaster. Their work has captured the largest disaster to strike Taiwan since the Second World War. Take a look.
We all woke up quite scared. At 5 o'clock, we received a call from Tzu Chi volunteer and we decided to quickly set off.
On the TV, the situation seemed very serious as I changed into the Tzu Chi uniform and rushed to the scene.
Chen Mei-ling rushed from Sanzhong to Taipei's Dongxing building, and Lin Yilong went to the Tzu Chi Taipei chapter and found a car to travel to central Taiwan. This time, Huang Jinyi, founder of the Tzu Chi Media Group, began to mobilize his group of volunteers.
Dharma Master Tzu Chi called to ask if we could find people to go to central Taiwan and help with filming. Volunteers from every district mobilized the people to go to the scene.
At that time, Chen Youpeng, a volunteer who was in charge of documenting Master Zheng Yan, was the most suitable person to record the disaster scene.
Brother Chen happened to be in Taipei, so he asked me to help him prepare the equipment. Then he made an appointment with Brother Shen, and early on they both went from Taipei to the scene of the disaster in Taichung.
All the way people tried their best to get to the disaster area, Chen Youpeng took important photos the moment the disaster struck.
When I arrived at Zhuolan, the situation was already very serious. I saw the bridge collapse and we couldn't get through. Locals told us where to go. After reporting on Taichung, we were told to go directly to Zhongliao and where a school collapsed.
At this time, Chen Mei-ling in Taipei also traveled to central Taiwan because the disaster was more serious there.
A Tzu Chi volunteer said they were going to central Taiwan and asked if anyone wanted to join. I just got in the car. When we heard the situation in Dongxi was quite serious, and then we decided to go there.
3 days after the disaster, Tzu Chi volunteers rushed to central Taiwan with a rapid mobilization.
Every district contributed media volunteers, and we worked with local volunteers and were responsible for recording each district. We asked to support for record in other areas as well.
Lin Yilong and Chen Meiling accidentally became partners in recording rescue work at Zhongxing Middle School. Chen Meiling was in charge of video recording and Lin Yilong was taking pictures.
This is not a digital camera. At that time, there was no digital cameras as we had to buy a DV tape. Each one cost $20 US. I can't buy a videotape in Puli. I have to go to Taichung and ask someone to bring it from Taipei.
These media volunteers paid out of their own pockets for equipment and film.
I didn't shoot very much because each roll cost money, but we had a volunteer who worked at Konica who said he would provide all the film we need.
At the time, Su Zihong, a Tzu Chi volunteer, reported to his company about the disaster, and they agreed to provide cameras and films and even large-sized printing machines for Tzu Chi's posters.
The boss said, "Do not worry about it. If you need help, Konica can provide support the media group with film." We provided how much was needed in the central and southern areas. Whenever Konica film as purchased, a donation was made to the Tzu Chi Foundation for disaster relief.
To have a complete record of the Tzu Chi's Project Hope for Zhongxing Middle School, Chen Meiling lived at the school for 1 year. The teacher's dormitory still retains the appearance it had 20 years ago.
I am very happy to go everywhere on this campus. Maybe no one is like me, going out shooting every day, but this actually gives me my deepest impression. We made tea here, and we brought community mothers here to make some snacks. We also want to do a charity sale for the school, so we often cook here. When entering this school, it was quite messy and the construction site was very dirty. I thought we could do some recycling.
Chen Meiling got up every morning and patrolled the campus, taking photos and promoted recycling. She would carry her camera from early in the morning to late at night. 20 years ago, a DV camera was a precious item.
At that time, Master Zheng Yan visited many places and touched the stones. I didn't know why she was touching these stones. Maybe these were the same stones that injured people. The scene is familiar, but atmosphere is different. When the school was about completed, I was the one to say hello to them and ask them these classrooms were very beautiful, right? They felt happy about that. But now, they are the ones who are doing this, saying hello to me in the classroom.
The seed of love that was sown that year has now become a tree, and each documenting volunteer has selflessly captured the love and compassion during this period of time.
At that time, the Tzu Chi's footsteps were clearly reflected in this area.
In 2003, 4 years after September 21st, Tzu Chi's documenting volunteers were formally established. Previously, these media volunteers honed by 921 and became the most important part of recording Tzu Chi's disaster relief at home and abroad.
After 921, when there was a natural disaster, we would take our cameras and film and go out.
The experience of September 21st led them to later play a big role in disaster relief overseas.
Documenting volunteers have recorded human suffering and preserved the emotion of these unforgettable times and the compassion of helping humanity.
Paraguay Tzu Chi volunteers traveled to Foz City in Brazil to visit the Disadvantaged Association and the nursing home to bring them joy and care. We'll leave with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.